And tomorrow will be National Letter of Intent Day for Rocky Long and his guys. And I would think, Joe, 22-6, 2 Mountain West Conference titles. You beat the Houston Cougars. You're 25th ranked going into 17.
That's a big one. That's a nice one to walk in and say, yeah, we're the top 25 team.
Absolutely. Let's talk to Coach Long now and see how it's going. You can follow my Twitter throughout this process at Coach Long, Sdsu. And here he is with us now in the Corky's Hotline. Coach, how's it going?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
All good. How's recruiting coming?
Well, for a while it was really, really good, but you'll understand this, obviously. Right now it's one of those deals where we're in the last 48 hours or so before they actually sign, and some of our better guys that are committed to us, they're getting hit by everybody in the world trying to change their mind, and then we're out there doing the same thing with a couple other guys. We're trying to change their mind because they're committed someplace else. So up until tomorrow morning at about 7 o'clock or so, when the letters start coming in, you're not sure. So right now we're nervous.
Coach, here, I want to tell you a story. I just told some of these guys this Syracuse story. So there was a guy named Norm Gerber. He used to be a recruiting scout for Dick McPherson when Coach McPherson was coaching Syracuse, you know. So I'm sitting there, and it was National Letter of Intent Week, and Norm Gerber's camped out in my driveway. He looks over at me. He goes, "Hey, I'm going to give you 44. I went, wait, Norm. Jim Brown wore 44, and that was a linebacker at the time. And he goes, oh, man, you look great in 44. I go, so wait a minute now. How many guys you offered 44 to? He goes, 20. I said, I'm going to keep you on my mind now since you told me the truth. But, hey, Coach, right now it is pretty touchy right now because, again, especially with the kind of level that you guys have gotten to over the last couple of years now, bigger recruits, and I would think higher profiled recruits now is where we're isolating ourselves on. So a lot of these other schools are going to be looking at them.
Yeah, right now we on our recruiting class we have probably committed to us 8 to 10 guys that were highly, highly recruited by a lot of Power 5 schools, obviously a lot of schools that are not Power 5 in our Mountain West Conference and leagues like that. But we got 8 to 10 of them that were recruited heavily by Power 5 guys. Now, they committed a while back, so we're hanging on to them, and they seem to be loyal and that sort of thing. And we're in the mix with about 3 or 4 guys right now that are highly, highly recruited, and it's down to us and one other school. And so we're sitting on the edge of our seats right now because it could be that makes a difference between a really, really good class and an average class. But it doesn't matter when they get here. We treat them all the same anyway.
Well, I got it, Coach. Rocky Long here on San Diego Sports Leader, the Mighty 1090. Are you in favor of early commitment, Coach? Do you want to see that process for early commitment for these guys?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed because we voted on it as head coaches at the National Convention, and we voted for the December date, and I think that's right. You got enough time to have them come to a game, or you got enough time in the spring to evaluate them and all that. So I think the December date's going to go in. They also want a date in June or July, and they're talking about allowing official visits in May and June. There's a couple of reasons that bothers me. Number one, it's because the more you're out there on the road actually contacting the guys, the more cheating might go on. Plus, I was an assistant coach forever, and guess what? If you start worrying about June and July and recruiting, assistant coaches get no time off. They work 12 months a year, 7 days a week and all that sort of thing. And it just ramps up. But I think somebody ought to sign in December. I mean, all these guys I'm worried about tonight that people are hitting on, they would have signed with us in December, and I wouldn't have to be worrying about it right now.
Boy, Coach, to me, it sounds like it really does make the teams that are constantly on television, like Ohio State and Alabama, this favors those guys more when the other schools have already, and the majority of the schools have closed up shop in December, that if you're out there and you're high profile like Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama, you're going to be constantly in the mind, and one of these schools call it, they're going to grab one of your kids up. So, again, I think that favors balance, doesn't it, if you get a December signing date?
I think it totally helps us. I think those kids that we're competing with right now with Power 5 schools and name schools, I think that those schools, the Ohio States, like you say, the Alabamas, you can sign 25 a year. I'm guessing they're going to have 22 or 23 signed in December. So that's going to open up some guys that think they're going to Alabama that are not going to Alabama, and all of a sudden they're more open to people like us.
That's right, and I I completely agree with you 100%. Now, hey, one more question here for you. Did you really do your contract on a cocktail napkin with J.D. Wicker? Is that how you did your deal? Did you just go like this? Here's how we're going to do this here. You carry the 4 over here. We'll go 5% over here and get this, and here's the cocktail napkin. You sign right here. Is that what we did?
We didn't have a pencil or a cocktail napkin anyplace. JD and I are good friends, and we have a great relationship. So he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "We got to have at least 5 years on that contract for recruiting purposes." And he says, "Okay, do you want to negotiate? How do you want to negotiate this? You have an agent or something?" I said, "No, I don't have an agent." I said, "Just give me the salary I had last year, and we'll go about our business." And they actually gave me a 5% raise on my base salary from the university, so they were nicer than even I asked for. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, we're kind of here. We're making inroads, but financially, we're not like those Power 5 guys. You can't give a coach $1 million and that kind of stuff, and I understand that. And I'd rather use it on our assistant coaches and our team anyway.
Sign me up. I want to play for you.
If you can still run, we'll take you.
I can't run to the door in the room I'm in.
Can't even walk.
My feet hurt. Are you, Coach? Coach. When you're telling kids that, you know what you're selling them? Okay, you're selling them. You're selling them commitment. All of that. You're selling them commitment, and I love that. I mean, that's how you win football games, man. It's not a stepping stone for you. It's a commitment.
Well, I think our team is that way totally anyway. I mean, in the last 4 or 5 years, this is the best group of guys I've ever been around as far as team first. And we had some star guys last year that could have gone off the deep end and acted up, but most of them hung in there with our team first atmosphere, and hopefully that continues that way, and it helps us win a lot of games.
Well, go get them. Let's get a great recruiting class in here, and let's go undefeated this coming season. What a great 2 years it's been. And, Rocky, boy, I'll tell you what, you got this program on the right and straight track. I'm telling you, great things are ahead. We've already done super things. Great things are coming. Thank you so much, Coach.
I appreciate it, Dan. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
You got it. That is Coach Rocky Long.